Hello, this is Steve from ObjectRiver, and we're announcing our support for FastAPI. For people that aren't familiar with us, we expose our tools on the internet for free, and so if you're interested in working with FastAPI, stay tuned. One of the good things about FastAPI is it's very well documented, and what we've done is we've gone and we've looked at, I'm on this page for bigger applications, multiple files, and this is the pattern we use straight from their documentation to generate the code. And what this does is it generates each REST method on the back end into its own file. So now you could have a large project with multiple developers developing, multiple REST services, implementations, bug fixing, etc. And this is one of the big values of FastAPI is its documentation. What you'll also find on the back end of this video was the Docker implementation, and we generated all the code to execute the server in Docker. Now I've switched over to PyCharm. This is IntelliJ's Python IDE, and we support two different kinds of metadata. The first kind is this OpenAPI 3. This is can be exported from your Swagger projects, and then we have our own metadata, which is more or less like a JAX-RS type definition of REST methods, and you can convert between the two of these things. So you can convert from OpenAPI to our REST and REST the other way. Now, how you can get started with our technology is you can download our samples, which are in our toolkit. Or if you just have your own metadata from like Swagger, you can just type Cloud Compiler into the plugin search bar in IntelliJ. So either PyCharm, IntelliJ, any IntelliJ product, they all support the plugin technology. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a run configuration. And we're going to do this with this Cloud Compiler. This is part of our toolkit, and we're going to generate the FastAPI Python code for this. So we come in here and we select Python FastAPI. We select the model, which will select REST. We could select the OpenAPI and put in an email address. Again, ObjectRiver, this is all free. So I create the implementation and I run it. Now what it's doing is it talked to the cloud and it generated all of this code here. So if we go, we also you have to go reload from disk also here, reload from disk, so we can see the new code. And if we open this README, one thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to install the prerequisite code. So I'm going to go to the terminal, paste this, and the prerequisites here, these are the prerequisites: FastAPI, Pydemic, and UVicorn. So we did that. Now what we can do is we'll CD to the app. We can also look at some of this code. This is the models directory, so these are the data types that are within here. Just some regular beans, dictionaries, etc. But then over here in this directory, these are the REST requests. So it'll give you the definition and metadata, and then it will generate this code, and you'd put your implementation here. This is returning this list of beans here. So if I go back here and we see I CD to the app, and now we'll reload. Copy. This is loading it in the web server. Okay, now we've started the server. Let's go over to our browser, and now FastAPI defaults to port 8000. You can change it any port you want, but here is kind of the swagger look at the running server. We can go into something like this set bean list, hit try it out, execute. So this sent in this list of beans. It has a date, timestamp, has a dictionary, and then it sends that in, and then in this application it sent it in, and then it returned what the input was. So you can see this is the output. So this is automatically generated. So now what we want to do is we want to show you the Docker, so then you can generate the component and deploy the image and get that running on the internet. Okay, now let's show you the Docker. I'm going to go back to PyCharm here. We're going to kill the running server. So we killed that. You can see we've got some build scripts here, and so now I'm going to execute this shell script. Oh wait, I got to move into the directory. I got to get out of this directory. There we go. sh docker build sh. This is now building the image, the Docker image that we're going to run. Takes a little bit. It's got to download the prerequisites. Okay, that finished. So now we're going to do Docker run. We generate these scripts so you can just easily do this. That just ran the Docker container. So if I go Docker PS, you can see now this is our Docker server listening. It's listening on 8000, and so now you could go back to your web server, same local 8000, and you'll be running instead of from UVicorn, you'll be running in the Docker container. And that's it for our FastAPI implementation. You can download the SDK and these examples from ObjectRiver.net. Thank you for watching the presentation.